Hello and welcome. My name is Lorrayne Ham, and this is Living Your Best Life. Now, I haven't been on for a while, mostly because life has been percolating, and I have been processing and living my life to the fullest. It is now, I live in the Northern Hemisphere. We are moving through fall. We've already moved a month into fall already, and gosh, things have shifted dramatically, and I am closing down my garden, which has taken a tremendous amount of time and effort this year. I'm learning to, grow my own food. It's a learning curve because not only do you have to grow it, but you have to do something with it once you've done that. So if you hear a kitten in the background, I've got a new kitten too, which, my goodness, do they take a lot of effort. Excuse me here. A little bit of runniness. So the reason I'm on today is, as you know, I typically get on when I'm inspired to share something that I think is mind expanding and beneficial for you as you transition into the new earth experience, into moving through life in a more joyful and greater way. And I was listening to a gentleman, and his name escapes me, but he wrote this book called, oh gosh, it just left me. The concept is this. We have been living in some super interesting times. Times that those of us who have been able to maintain our selfness, our individual expression, our core, have looked out into the world and were saying things like, how can you possibly think that? Now, I know that would be happening on both sides of the coin. But the difference is that one side of the coin has maintained its individual ability to think and process information. They've retained their heart center. And star seeds are particularly adept at this, but that doesn't mean that there haven't been some of our star brothers and sisters who have been taken out by the crazy narratives that are going on. Now, there's something called mass hypnosis. And we have been subjected to this for decades. But in the last 3 years in particular, it has ramped up to such an extreme that I think we are now seeing how things like Nazi concentration camps could have happened. After World War II, people kept saying to themselves, how could you not have known? How could you have let this thing happen? They pointed and blamed the average everyday German or other culture and said, how could you have done that? You are bad. You are wrong. Well, it's something that happens and can happen to everyone. It's mass hypnosis. And it starts out with an idea or concept that appeals to the base nature of everyone. For instance, things like this false weather narrative that is happening. You must You must control yourself because climate is changing. Well, I got news for you. Climate's been changing since day one of this planet. Okay? It goes in cycles. It ebbs and it flows. And we as humans have impacted that, but not as much as you might think. And if you do a little research, you will discover that we don't have as much impact. Now, does that mean that we should, continue doing some of the practices that we do? No. Things need to change, but there's a way to change them without being extreme to the point of shutting everything down. Everything has consequences, and the things that they are offering as the solution are worse than the thing that is trying to be cured. So, mass hypnosis happens subtly. It happens slowly. And then it becomes the narrative. And if you watch how this has been going, it has been subtle and it has been projected at, all levels of society, down into the children in elementary school to shame their parents into doing something that the controllers want to happen. And then it becomes more evident. So people become pressured and pushed, and it becomes this kind of a mass psychosis where, to the extent that they are even, there was an Iranian woman who ratted out during the Iranian, I think it was Iran, there were some huge cultural wars. And she ratted out her own son. This happened in Germany as well and other cultures. She ratted out her own son because he was going against what the narrative was. She even went so far as to put the noose around his neck when he was convicted to be put to death. And when they hung her son in front of her, she actually said she was a hero. This is the mass psychosis that has been slowly and systematically projected to us. Now, of course, it's not quite like that. The story, the narrative is different. We've been locked down because of some virus, some bug that, if you really do your research, you'll discover never existed. Parts of it existed, but did you know that it was patented? You don't patent something that is naturally occurring. And you don't patent it years before you declare the thing that's been going on. And then there's the shaming if you don't get the thing, because if you don't get it, then you're harming someone else, right? This is how this goes. This is how they do it systematically, to the point where you will rat out people that you love so that you can stay safe. Now, I know that this is different than what I mostly post. But this interview that I saw was so profound in its stepping out of the system that is happening that I thought I would bring it to your attention. And I will put the name of the book down in the comments. I'll search it out. But here's the thing. We are in the process of exiting this 3D, 4D / narrative. We've been visioning ourselves as ascended masters into the new earth. And the thing is that each one of us has the potential within us. We carry light and shadow within us. We are all one, and we carry all possibility of behavior and actions. And so it's not to make anybody wrong. We need to remember that if we are judging another human being, we are judging ourselves. None of us is, well, we all have the potential to go either direction. But some of us, and I would venture to say all of the people on this channel watching this video, have somehow managed to escape the mass hypnosis and have retained your inner compass. You have retained it, and you can see and know what is happening in the greater world. Now, I don't know how those of us that have managed to do that, but I would guess that it's because we had a deeper connection to our core values. There were lines that we were not willing to cross, and we didn't fear death. You see, for anything to work, it must take you down to your base fear. It must push the idea that your very existence is at stake. And that if you don't rat out your neighbor, your friends, your family, then you will be killed. Your life will end. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not afraid to die. I have such a deep connection to my inner world, to my inner knowing and understanding, that I don't fear this bodysuit dying. You see, I know that my essence, my soul self, will continue to exist. I'm not afraid of losing it, because this is one of many. This is not the end, all be all of everything. So when you can actually really truly know yourself, know the truth of who you really are, as the ascended master that you are, you don't fear what may come. We are a blip in the eternity that is the all. And when we get to New Earth, we will still maintain, in whatever expression we have chosen, our individual selves. And on New Earth, we will see, know, sense, and feel the entirety that has existed here. And we will be able to, once and for all, send frequencies out into the cosmos, into the greater matrix of what has happened here and how to possibly avoid it in the future. Humans are not inherently evil. It is not our nature, because we are source. We are one. So hold to your truth. Hold to those core values that you know to be who you are. Stay centered in your heart And when the crazy happens, and it's getting pushed pretty hard, stick with that. And if you need help, reach out. My email is in the link. I think it's I don't know. There's a link down below. Check that out. And comment, like, and share. And until next time, know that you are loved. I bless you. Until next time.